again. We are going to do some more work with equivalence. So this lesson is going to be about a half. We're going to find the equivalent pieces to make 1/2. So here we have our half. I wonder if 1/3 is equivalent to 1/2. Let's see. Well, that's too small. I wonder if we take another third. Do you think this will fit here? Let's try it. Oh no, it's way too big. It's way too big. So we cannot make a half using thirds. Let's try, see if we can make a half with fourths. Let's place them on top of each other. Well, there's 1/4. Let's see if this fourth will fit exactly in here. So when you put them together, it might be easier for you to do them on the table. I'm just holding them up like this for you. But we can see that a half is exactly the same as 2/4. So we can say that 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. And we're going to write that down. So 1/2, remember we write 1/2, one member of the family of 2, or one whole divided into 2 pieces, and we have one of them. And we're going to say that it's equivalent to 2/4. So our family name is fourth, so we're going to write a 4 on the bottom and put our line. Our denominator is 4, and we don't have one piece this time. We have 1, 2, 2/4. So we can write it like that. And I'm going to cut them out and make little tickets, and you can do that as well. So here I have 1/2. And I'm going to place it here. So 1/2. And now I'm going to put my equivalence sign. 1/2, let's move that up a little bit. 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. And I'm going to put my equivalence sign right between my fractions. So 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4. Let's see, can we make it with fifths? And again, you can do it on the table if you like. I'm holding it up so that you get a better view, hopefully. So there's 1/5, 2/5, and I'm just left with that little section there. Do you think this fifth is going to fit in that little piece there, or is it going to be too big? It's going to be way too big. It doesn't really look like a half anymore, does it? So the fifths don't work. We cannot make a half with fifths. Let's see, how about our sixths? Some of you might be getting a skip count song in your head. I see 2, 4. Now we're going to try sixths. So again, we'll hold up our halves. You can kind of see here, hopefully, what we're doing. There's 1/6. There's 2/6. Let's see if this piece will fit in here. And if you guessed yes, then you're correct. Sixths are good for making halves. We can say that 3/6 something like that. And again, you can, with your own pieces at home, you can practice and see. We can say that 3/6 another equivalent sign. Oops. We can say that 3/6 are also equivalent to a half. And now we're going to see if we can make a half with sevenths. I'm going to turn this over a little bit. So let's try sevenths. So again, here's our half. We'll start building. There's 1/7, 2/7, 3/7, and we're left with this little tiny bit. Do you think this is going to fit on that little piece? And if we put it in there, did it work? Does it look like a half? No, this is too big. So we cannot use sevenths to make a half. So we're going to try eighths. Who thinks eighths might work? Some of you have probably figured that out, right? So there's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, and I can put that one down. It's kind of tricky to do up in the air, but 4/8 will make a half. There we go. We can build that also on the table. So we can say 4/8. Hope you can still see. 4/8 is also equivalent to a half. Oops. Okay. I just want to. It's sticking to my blanket that I have protecting my table. Okay, so we have 3/6, and then we have 4/8, and another equivalent sign. And then we're limited in these fractions because we only go up to tenths, but you can always go higher on paper if you figured out a pattern. You can keep exploring. So we're going to see, can we make a half with ninths? And again, I'll try and hold these up. A little tricky up in the air, but we'll try. There's 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9, and we're left with that skinny little piece there. Do you think this 9th is going to fit there? Do you think they're the same? And no, they didn't fit. It's too big. So we can't make a half with ninths. So now we're on to the last ones in our box, which are the tenths. And let's see if they work. So we've got 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, and 5/10. So the tenths, let's put them like that, and the tenths did work. 5/10 we can say are also equivalent to a half. And we'll place those here. Nope, they don't want to move. There we go. And we can say that 5/10 is equivalent to a half. Let's paper here, and I'm going to write that down. So 5 is my top number. It's my numerator. It tells me how many pieces I have. And 10 is my denominator. 10 is on the bottom. It's down. D for down. D for denominator. That tells me how many pieces. So 5 is our numerator, how many pieces I've got. And the family name or denominator tells me how many pieces it would take to make a whole circle. So here we have a half is equivalent to 2/4, and that's equivalent to 3/6. It's also equivalent to 4/8, and it's also equivalent to 5/10. Again, we're limited with material, so if you think you have figured out a pattern and you would like to keep going on paper, you can do that, or experiment in different ways. Maybe you want to cut some smaller little pieces. But have fun with it. Remember, equivalence means equal value. So thank you for joining me.